Body, Mind, Soul project. My name is Yermaya Durrani, and I want to share some ideas with you on different exercises that you can do to stay fit and also strengthen your immune system. And the reason I want to talk about this is because, of course, as you all know, we're in the middle of a global pandemic. And any edge that we can get, anything that we can do to help strengthen our immune system is obviously in our benefit and the benefit of our family. But not only that, see, when we're in this pandemic and we're all asked to do social distancing, work remotely, I think what's happening is that more of us are staying at home and not getting a chance to go outside as much as we normally would. And so that's why I wanted to bring it to your attention how important it really is to exercise, so that, if you haven't had a chance to get out as much as you normally would, that you think about that some more, and realize that even though we've all got to make extraordinary sacrifices at this point, it's truly important for us to make sure that we're doing what's important for our health. And that means staying fit as well, okay? The way in which I'm going to be doing this is I've been doing a 7-part series. This is episode 5. If you guys missed the previous 4 episodes, I would encourage you to like the Body, Mind, Soul Facebook page, or if you've already done so, go back to the Body, Mind, Soul Project Facebook page, and you'll see all of the previous episodes over there, okay? Now, if you guys find any value out of this, I would really appreciate it if you would share, if you would like, if you would follow, this post. The reason why is because I need all the help that I can get to sort of get my message out there. Thank you so much. Now, let's get down to it. Exercises for immunity, all right? Now, not all exercises are made even, especially when it comes to the effect that they have on our immune systems, okay? So we're going to be talking about the benefits of exercise, on our health and specifically our immune system. We're going to be talking about why it is that exercise benefits our immune system. And then we're going to talk about what the best exercises for immunity are. So before I get into it, I just want to say that I'm not a physician. And if you guys are, have any pre-existing health conditions, or if you're making any drastic changes to your lifestyle, I really would recommend that you consult a physician first, okay? So without further ado, let's get to it. Exercise for health and immunity. So in 2019, the Journal for Sport and Health Science found that exercise can improve your immune response, lower illness risk, and reduce inflammation, which is a cause of illness. So exercise has many, many benefits, okay? And I'm just going to touch on some of them briefly because the objective of this portion is to sort of convince you guys to exercise more, okay? If you're not already exercising a lot as it is, right? This is a extremely passionate subject for myself. The reason why is because in order for me to be able to have the energy to be able to work part-time on my job, full-time on my job and part-time on my dreams, I realized that, I had to exercise on a regular basis. So I've done many, many things in my life, that have been mistakes. But one thing that I've done right is made it so that almost every single day of my life, I do something for my body so that I can move, Tony Robbins says that emotion comes from motion, and that we need to move a lot more than we actually do. So even if that means just taking a walk around the block, I do something every single day. And that's the only way that, I can put myself in a position where, I'm working full-time on my job, part-time on my dreams, and still have enough energy to balance everything out, okay? So it can help with your immune system, that's obvious. But exercise can also help you lose weight, right? And it doesn't mean that you got to do some sort of extreme workout routine. It's the slow and steady wins the race philosophy when it comes to exercise. Small, insignificant actions like taking a walk around the block, multiplied over long periods of time, result in huge changes. And that's what I really want you guys to take out of this. What matters more than anything else is consistency, okay? Exercise can reduce your risk of heart disease. Heart disease is one of the major causes of death in North America and all over the world. Exercise can help manage your blood sugar levels, So cases of type 2 diabetes and things like that are running rampant in our society. It has a lot to do with the food that we're eating, but it also has a lot to do with our lifestyle. Okay. Exercise can improve your mood and your mental health, right? In fact, there's probably nothing that you can do that is more effective for improving your mood and your mental health than exercising. Okay. It strengthens your bones and muscles. It helps you to think sharply. It makes it so that your mind is more clear, that you're more focused. For example, if you're studying for an exam and you're studying for 5-6 hours for that exam, and the exam is a huge exam, it's very, very important. That's why you want to do your best. But eventually what happens is when we keep doing the same thing and we keep focusing on something like studying, eventually we hit the law of diminishing returns, where the amount of studying that we're doing is no longer giving us the same return, in terms of us actually learning the curriculum as well as initially. And this is true with everything. In a situation like that, instead of studying for, say, 6 hours, you might be better served studying for 5 hours and then exercising for 1 hour, because that exercise is going to pump so much blood and oxygen to your brain that it's going to help you think clearly and be able to focus more. Okay. And then last but not least, exercise can improve your sleep. And there's many, many other benefits. This is just really just scratching the surface, right? Exercising is truly one of those miraculous things that you can do for yourself. And there's no surprise that it's good for your immune system, because it's literally good for every single system in your body. All right, so now I want to just briefly touch on how it is that exercise helps our immune system specifically. Okay, so first of all, I want to start out by saying that in order to get the benefits, once again, you don't need to have some sort of a hardcore workout routine. Okay, in fact, doing exercises that put too much strain on the body are the kind of exercises that are not going to give you as much of a boost to your immune system. The reason why is if I'm lifting really, really heavy weights, what'll happen is I'll tear some of my muscle fibers. That'll cause the lactic acid in my body to increase and actually cause inflammation and things like that in the body as well, right? So that'll, work against what it is that I'm trying to do to boost my immune system. I'm not saying that, it's bad for your immune system, but it's not going to be as good for the immune system as other types of exercise. So it doesn't have to be something where you're exerting yourself, fully, right? Or you're totally out of breath or something. Something that you're doing that is low intensity, slow and steady. That is the type of workout is the most beneficial for your immune system. Okay. So basically aerobic exercise. Okay. Aerobic exercise is the best type of exercise for your immune system. And the reason for this is because it's going to increase your heart rate. Okay. Increasing your heart rate means that your heart is going to work harder to pump more blood and oxygen throughout your body. Okay. How does your immune system function? We talked about this in the first episode, I believe. The immune system functions by having its own cells that go around the body and they find pathogens like viruses and then attack them. So these are white blood cells, these are T cells, these are antibodies. But how do these antibodies go, to the pathogens and the viruses? How do they get to them? Well, one of the ways that they get to them is that the heart is pumping blood, constantly circulating it through the body, and that's how they're able to get around. Now, when you exercise and that heart starts working harder, pumps a little bit faster, it gets that circulating even better. Okay. Studies have shown that people typically only have a small supply of immune cells circulating around the body. Okay. So these are the white blood cells, the T cells, the antibodies. Now they usually hang out in our lymphoid tissues and our organs. Okay. If we don't exercise very much, they'll kind of stay over there. But exercising regularly will sort of jar them loose, get them circulating through the body so that they can do their job, find the pathogens and the viruses and put them to rest, right? The best that they can. That's going to help you prevent illness. It's going to help you recover from illness faster. And in the situation that we're living in right now, I think that you guys will all agree with me that that's something that we can benefit from, okay? So studies have shown that just a 45-minute brisk walk increased blood flow and lymph flow so that the circulation of these immune cells was able to, proliferate better through the body. And that continued for up to 3 hours afterwards. Okay. So it's really almost about maintenance. It's like cleaning your house. If you think about it like that, every day I've got to do a little bit something for my body so that I can clean my house and I can get all of the, blood and everything, the oxygen and everything circulating through my body so that it can function properly. Okay. So exercising regularly is going to allow your immune system to function better, and it's going to allow your body to heal itself. The truth is, it's only our body that can heal itself. Like if you think about it, it's only our body that can heal itself. We can go through some sort of an extreme trauma and break our leg or something, and a surgeon can come and help mend our leg, do surgery, maybe put, some sort of a, structure in our leg, to straighten the bone out. But at the end of the day, it's up to our body to heal itself, So the number one way that our body can heal itself is by circulating these cells through it. And the number one gift that we can give it is to exercise regularly so that it can do its job. Okay. All right. So here we go. So now let's get into what the best exercises for your immune system are. All right. So moderate exercises. Okay. So I'm not talking about like the world's strongest man. There's a difference between health and fitness, right? If, I'm really, really strong and I can lift a boulder, that's great. But when I'm talking about health, I'm talking about vitality, stamina, and longevity. Okay. If I can lift a boulder, that's fantastic. That doesn't mean that I'm going to live to the age of 100. Okay. What I'm talking about are exercises that are going to help you live longer specifically. Now, it doesn't mean that they don't also make you stronger, but they're probably not going to make you the world's strongest man. Let's put it that way. And at the end of the day, it depends on what your goals are. If your goal is to be a bodybuilder or something, then you want to lift heavy weights. Okay. But if your goal is to be as healthy as possible, instead of lifting heavy weights, what you might want to consider doing is calisthenics, right? So calisthenics are basically body weight exercises. So I'm talking about push-ups, chin-ups, squats, right? Those kind of exercises are what I like to call body, mind, soul exercises. The reason why is because I found that in my life, I haven't had very much time. To me, the most valuable asset is time. And time comes at such a premium for me, that I'm always trying to think of ways that I can do multiple things at the same time. I called it killing 2 or 3 birds at the same time. Okay. So, as opposed to doing a bicep curl, if I do chin-ups, I'm working my bicep and my back, and other parts of my body at the same time. So I always prefer to do those kind of exercises. Okay. Doing those kind of exercises will give you some of that aerobic benefit. It'll still increase your strength if that's what you're looking for. And it'll be better for your immune system as compared to lifting weights. Okay. But now let's get into aerobic exercises, because those are the ones that are going to benefit you the most, right? So not in any particular order, but swimming. Okay. Swimming is a total body workout, right? It's a terrific aerobic exercise. You're basically rotating almost every single joint in your body. That's allowing the blood to flow through all of the different joints, and through all of your veins and do everything that it's supposed to do. Really gets the blood flowing. And then not only that, it tones your muscles. It gives you more stamina. And that stamina is helpful in your day-to-day life as well. If you're like me and you're working full-time on your job and part-time on your dreams, then you know that you've got to have a lot of energy to keep going. And so swimming is a terrific exercise for that. Okay. Next is walking or jogging. All right. Now, Hippocrates, the famous or the ancient Greek physician who the Hippocratic Oath comes from, once said that man's greatest medicine is walking. Okay. So what he basically meant is that if you have some sort of an ailment, you should try walking first to see if that fixes it, because that's man's greatest medicine. Okay. And, with me personally, in my life, I experienced sort of a traumatic event where I had an accident. I ended up breaking my leg, ended up breaking my ankle. And when I broke this ankle, it was devastating for me because I was very, very active physically. At the time I used to play squash, tennis, right? I played squash, competitively in a sort of inter-city league over here. And for me to all of a sudden be on bed rest like that was devastating. After being on bed rest for a couple of months, the doctor said that I can start walking now. So walking was basically the only thing that I could do. Okay. So at first, I thought that it was kind of like a prison sentence. This is all that I can do is walk. But because walking was all that I could do, I started walking a lot. I started walking at least an hour a day. I would go by myself and walk through, a forest that we have over here, some beautiful trails, and I would be by myself in nature walking. And I realized that walking actually changed my life. It was able to help me clear my mind, help me to solve all kinds of problems that I had going on in my head, because I was just by myself, and it helped me to wrap my head around anything that was sort of stuck in my mind. Plus, I was out there in nature. I was breathing the fresh air. It was calming my nerves, So walking to me is the ultimate body, mind, soul exercise. And the reason why I say that is because it does multiple things for you. If you're walking in nature, it gives you that spiritual experience. You're walking briskly, it's going to give you that exercise, that aerobic benefit. Okay. And then if you are, walking by yourself, it's a meditative experience. If you want to turn it into an educational experience, all you got to do is put some headphones in your ears and listen to some sort of an educational audio program while you're walking. So then you're getting exercise, you're training the mind, and you're getting in touch with your spiritual self because you're in nature. So walking is just absolutely a beautiful exercise. Don't underestimate the power of walking. Even if at the end of all of this, you decide that you're going to start walking around the block every day, that can change your life, believe me. Okay. And so walking or jogging is the same thing. It's great, right? It's a little bit more strenuous, which is fine, right? But, walking can be just as good. You just have to do it for a little bit longer. Okay. Next, I want to talk about yoga, right? So in India, they have a type of, science, and this predates sort of the country of India, because this is coming from the subcontinent of India. They have a science of healing called Ayurveda, okay? And this has been around for thousands of years, actually. And in Ayurveda, what they believe is that in our body, we have these channels that carry our energy, okay? These channels, there's approximately about 72,000 of them, okay? And they are all leading to certain chakras, that certain centers of our body, okay? These are centers of our body where energy comes to congregate. And what they believe in Ayurveda and in the yogic sciences, what they believe is that all illness has to do with the fact that this energy is somehow blocked somewhere, okay? So the energy that's supposed to be flowing freely through your body has gone to certain chakras. Like, for example, you might have a chakra over here. It has gone to this chakra and now it's stuck over there, okay? And the energy is no longer flowing through your body the way that it was before, right? So it's a very, very simple concept, but it sounds very, very eerily similar to the Health Science Journal study, where they basically said that your immune cells are stuck, in lymphoids and organs, and that exercising makes them circulate again, right? Very similar to how the energy is supposed to circulate in our body. So yoga, especially, so when you refer to yoga, a lot of people think that yoga only means physical exercise. Physical exercise is a very small part of yoga, actually. It's the minority, not the majority. But in yoga, there's certain postures and asanas and routines that you can do. And the entire objective of these routines is to break these blockages in the body. So if you'll notice in yoga, there's a lot of bending forward. There's a lot of reaching up. There's all kinds of things. See, when you bend forward, it makes all of the blood go to your head. When, you reach up, it makes the blood come down, from your head a little bit. And it lets you reach, gets the blood flowing and everything in the body. So that's the whole purpose of it, right? Is to get the blood flowing, which is exactly what we want for our immune system to be strong. So yoga is just an unbelievable exercise. Those postures, they move blood to all parts of the body, like the head and legs. It helps with circulation, like I mentioned. And then not only that, it gives you flexibility, it gives you strength and aerobic function. Yoga is also one of those body, mind, soul exercises where you're doing multiple things at the same time. You're working on your strength, You're working on your flexibility. And then yoga is a type of moving meditation. That's what I call 3 birds, 1 stone. Okay. Next is biking, right? So biking is a great aerobic workout. It strengthens the leg muscles, which, because they're one of the largest muscle groups in the body, are going to stimulate a lot of blood flow. Okay. Next is Tai Chi or martial arts. Okay. Especially internal martial arts such as Bagua, Zhong, or Xin Yi, right? These are internal martial arts, and they are specifically known for the fact that they can stimulate your immune system, right? So in traditional Chinese medicine, okay, they believe that inside our body, we have an energy called qi. This qi flows through our body through certain channels, okay? Now, these channels all lead to certain centers called meridians, okay? Sound similar to the yogic philosophy? The energy flows to certain channels. Those channels are called chakras. Well, in traditional Chinese medicine, they're called meridians, right? And in traditional Chinese medicine, they believe that all illness comes from the fact that this energy is blocked somewhere. It's blocked in these meridians and is no longer able to circulate. So exercises like Tai Chi are designed to basically allow that circulation to continue, okay? And they have been used specifically for the purposes of healing and stimulating one's immune system, for literally hundreds and hundreds of years, In fact, over 2,000 years ago, in the Yellow Emperor's Handbook, which is considered the first text to do with traditional Chinese medicine, or one of the oldest ones, they're referring to using internal martial arts as a way of stimulating the immune system, And just a bit of a story about this myself, my wife, she suffered from chronic back pain, and it wouldn't go away because she had an accident once and she fell on her back and she had terrible chronic back pain, lower back pain. I did some research on it and I found out that Tai Chi was something that could make this back pain go away. So me and my wife started taking Tai Chi lessons, so I train martial arts. I have been doing so for many, many years, including Tai Chi. I study a Yang style of Tai Chi. Anyway, so me and her went to these Tai Chi classes and we started doing Tai Chi. And the next thing you know, lo and behold, within about 4 or 5 weeks of doing Tai Chi, her lower back pain disappeared and has not returned. It's gone. It literally cured her. And when we went to doctors, they said, listen, this is chronic back pain. It's never going to go away. You're basically stuck with it for the rest of your life. Okay. So one thing that you'll notice is exercises like yoga, exercises like Tai Chi, they're very, very low intensity. They're done very, very slowly. The idea is just to get the heartbeat pumping and to get that blood circulating through the body. Okay. So basically aerobic exercise is what's going to get you there. All right. So to conclude, guys, I just want to say that, listen, nothing can do more for our health than exercise, right? Sir Richard Branson, the owner of Virgin Air, the multi-billionaire, was once asked, what is the #1 productivity tip that you can give to somebody if they want to become a billionaire like you? And he said, exercise every day. Okay. There's really nothing that you can do that is better for you than that. And especially right now, even before this COVID and all this stuff that's happening, our lifestyle was already, so becoming so sedentary that we were staying at home. We weren't, getting out as much as we used to. If you think about it from a biological standpoint, we're pretty much the same as we were about 100,000 years ago. But think about how much our lifestyle has changed in the last 100,000 years. Before we used to be so much more active. Now we're basically at home on our phones or on our computers. Okay. And then to top it all off, now because of COVID, everybody's social distancing. So they've kind of been given sort of permission to stay at home as much as they can. And that's making it so that they're becoming less active, and that's working against your immune system. Your immune system needs you to stay active. Of course, we've got to social distance. Of course, we've got to take precautions, but at the same time, we've got to look after our own health so that we can allow our bodies to do what they're supposed to do and heal us. Okay. So listen, if you were able to get anything out of this at all, please, take this out of it that exercising can do wonders for you, right? If you found this valuable, please like, share, follow so that you can help me get the word out there. And please join us tomorrow when we talk about strategies to reduce stress and boost immune function. That's it for me for today, guys. I want to thank you guys so much. God bless you. And I will talk to you guys soon and again. You have a great evening or morning. Bye-bye.